Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. I'm not sure if you already noticed the word Marvel and if only on my video title. Those words are synonymous to heroes. That's exactly how I feel the LG Velvet. It is one marvelous phone that could have saved the face of LG when they decided to exit the mobile industry, if only they have given this mid-range phone series a chance. If only instead of pushing the G series, they capitalize on the popularity of LG Velvet and improve it. Motorola survived by producing great budget phones, and LG should have followed the suit. This is a review of LG Velvet and why you should own it in 2022. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, my friend. Let's go! Let's start with the design. This is the most gorgeous looking LG phone I think, aside from the LG Wing. Although the teardrop notch is going old now, we can't deny the fact that the curved screen is somehow timeless. Even in 2022, this is one gorgeous phone, even better than any flagship phone of the G series. Honestly, if LG continued with the Velvet series, this could be their saving grace. The glossy front and back is fingerprint magnet, so the phone looks dirty all the time, but can be easily wiped. This phone is easy to manage and clean. There are 3 cameras and flash in a vertical fashion. This looks minimalist compared to the bulkier camera modules today, and some might like it. I like it for sure. I honestly feel because of the curved screen, LG Velvet looks more premium than the G series. The build quality is premium for a mid-range phone of last year. It has a build of a $1,000 phone, from the aluminum frame to the IP68 rating. It is MIL STD 810G compliant, which simply means the phone is military grade. According to some articles online, it means that the phone has gone through a series of 29 tests. The phone was put up against shock, vibration, heat, cold, gunfire, humidity, and more. They say that any of these devices should be field ready or even combat ready in principle. I'm not sure about the gunfire shock. I will give this phone a benefit of the doubt. I'm giving a benefit of a doubt because it is all glass, and glass is glass. Speaking of glass, the front glass is a 6.8-inch 1080 screen, and it's gorgeous. The screen is super bright, but it only has 60Hz refresh rate, which nowadays give a phone a very mid-range feel to it. It's totally fine, but the UI and scrolling on the phones like example OnePlus 9 or the Pixel 6 feel smoother because of their higher refresh rates. There's also an in-display fingerprint sensor underneath it, and it's pleasant to use. Sometimes when my hands are sweaty, it won't register, but majority of the times it will. The sides have curved edge, reminds me of the Samsung and Huawei phones, and it's just a joy to look at the sides how the animation flows. The wrapping effect gives the phone a bezel-less look. Since it is curved, it might be hard to find a suitable screen protector to it. There are lots of tempered glass, but won't cover the whole glass. Next is performance. This phone rocks a solid processor in Snapdragon 7655G. Honestly, after Pixel 5 was able to deliver top-notch performance, anything on the 700 series, I feel comfortable using. I got 8061 on the PC Mark Work benchmark, as well as 578 in single core and 1720 in multi-cores on Geekbench benchmark. In daily use, I mostly felt the difference in the camera performance. The phone seems a little slower to snap HDR photos when I did the camera comparison of Velvet and A72. But overall, playing games and social media, this will handle heavy tasks really well. It will not be as fast as the Snapdragon 800 series, but you won't notice the difference, a split-second difference to be honest. This phone also supports dual screen, which is also good for multitasking and content consumption. It runs on Android 11, but LG will support this phone for a few years, even though they're out of mobile business. LG Velvet is still receiving updates and promised to get Android 13. This phone has a non-removable 4300 mAh battery, and the battery life is good. I got 10 hours of video playback with the screen on full brightness, although I could tell that the phone spent a good half of that in low power mode, so you'll get less battery life if you're gaming. It's an all-day phone depending on your usage. Snapdragon 765 is known to be power efficient, and it's no different running on this phone, even in 2022. This phone supports both wireless charging and fast charging, and charged just fine when I place it on a Qi charging cradle. Honestly, aside from the phone and the camera, which I will talk later, this has all the bells and whistles of a flagship phone, even in the battery and charging category. Next is the sound, and this one got the two of the most important thing people are looking for, the stereo speakers and the headphone jack. The headphone jack is placed perfectly at the bottom, so the cable will be in downward position when holding this phone in portrait. This phone has a loud stereo speakers and sounded like any other flagship phone. We're testing the sound for you to hear how good the sound is. Hey, if you own LG Velvet or any phones you see on our channel, we're making more videos of these phones in the future. Please hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this. And lastly, the cameras. Velvet will be the hero of LG, but like Superman, this is the kryptonite. I'm not saying it's weak, but frankly, it's just okay. I've done so many camera comparison videos, and I won't oversell or sugarcoat the cameras of these phones. The phone has 48 megapixel main camera that mostly takes 12 megapixel photos, but can simulate 2x zoom, and an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 16 megapixel front-facing camera, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor for bokeh. Colors in the shots I took feel super punchy, similar to the Velvet's glowing OLED screen. I have no issues with the images and videos I get from a well-lit situation like any other phones, but as soon as it gets dark, forget about it or use a flash. It is dark and grainy and losing a lot of information, but if you're not a night shot person, well, this phone is totally fine. This is the video recording on nighttime. And this is the indoors with almost no light. Yeah, forget about it. Rear camera can record 4K at 30 FPS, but only Full HD on selfie recording. This is a sample video of daylight recording. It's great on a well-lit environment, like flagship grade, no sugarcoat. So what is Gadget Rev Now's verdict? LG Velvet in 2022. While everyone is mocking the top-of-the-line G series, we hear all praises for the LG Velvet because it's a good phone with great design. It's not a second placer, it's a winner. Even in 2022, this will still rock your world. I would not recommend this to people who loves the best camera phone possible or a heavy gamer. Pixel phones or even the old Samsung S9 or S10 will produce better photos and videos than this. And gamers will be able to play but not on high to max settings China phones can produce. And I'll recommend this to anyone for the love of LG. This will be the last phone we will see from them. It's nostalgic and bittersweet at the same time. The top-of-the-line G series might always be the second best, but if LG rethink their strategy and went for mid-range to budget segment like Motorola did, Velvet could have been something else. But then again, this will only happen if only. It's a pretty darn good phone for 2022, no doubt. And I will continue to compare this phone with other phones in our channel, so stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one.